Hello there, Virgo. Welcome back for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of February the 10th through the 16th. I am going to be pulling one card per day. We'll look at the cards. We'll look at what comes in intuitively to get an idea about themes coming in for the week. If you would like to support this channel, please put a thumbs up on this video and share it out to others who may benefit from it. If you would like to get a private reading or see about any of my other services, please check out my website listed in the video here. And if you want to support the channel financially, but you don't need a private reading or anything, there is a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description box below. Let's look at your cards. Okay, so Virgos, on Monday, what we have showing up first is the Lovers in reverse. And Lovers in reverse talks about some kind of partnership, does not have to be romantic, any kind of partnership where you're having a hard time being on the same page with this other person. There may be a little bit of a butting of heads, but just having a hard time being on the same page. Let's look at Tuesday. Virgos, here you're coming up as the Weaver of Visions. This just tells me that on Tuesday you're actually spending a significant amount of time being pretty empathic to what's going on around you and what's going on with the people around you, especially, and being very encouraging and uplifting to those other people, especially in regard to things that have to do with the emotions. So, like relationship type stuff, any other emotion. Oriented topics or communications, whether that has to do with work or personal life, for those other people who you're communicating with. Let's see about Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday we have a Seeker of Visions showing up for you in reverse. This just tells me that on Wednesday you're feeling a little bit pessimistic about the idea of relationships in general, or romantic relationships particularly, or just people. Just people. You may be thinking, you know what, the only person I want to see around me is my dog. That could be the attitude on Wednesday. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the Ace of Visions showing up in reverse. What is going on here with the Ace of Visions in reverse? There's a little bit of a Neptunian influence coming in on this card, which basically says there's never seen a card like this before for the Ace of Visions. I think there's a little bit of an illusion. There's somebody that you have a little bit of an illusion about, or you may kind of have them a little bit on a pedestal. You have these certain expectations about them, or about who they are, or about what they will do, that are not necessarily true. That bubble always bursts at some point. I don't see it bursting on Thursday. Definitely having some illusions about somebody in your sphere of influence on Thursday. Let's look at Friday. Friday, we have the wide world. This just tells me that you are completing some kind of cycle that you've been in, whether that's completing a course. I often see this come up for graduations, but doesn't have to be like official graduations, but can be completing a course. Sometimes this comes up when people step from one part of a relationship to the next level of a relationship. That can be too. So you're completing some kind of phase and moving on to the next one on Friday. We may look at what that has to do with, actually. We'll see. Let's look at the weekend first and decide. Saturday. Keeper of Boons. This is interesting because I really feel like you guys are taking some downtime and just enjoying. You're doing things that actually help you to relax on Saturday. You may not do that all day, but definitely a significant part of the day. Now, on Sunday, some of you may do it all day. Let's look at Sunday. Boopity doo doo doo. Here we have the Black Shuck showing up in reverse. What's happening on Sunday? I really want to feel into this card a little bit more before I start talking, because I want to make sure I'm accurate. There's something going on Sunday where I know that you don't want to make a change, and it would be a healthy change. But I'm trying to put my finger on, there's just one thing in this picture I'm trying to understand that would kind of tie this together and help me see the big picture here. Okay. Okay. So we can kind of see there's like this mist around the shuck's legs and kind of in the background. There's also a little bit of steam as he exhales. So, I mean, it's obviously cold out. There's some steam as he exhales. To me, this is talking about the idea that yeah, I'm hearing there's a certain situation in your life where you sort of have your boundaries up, you have your walls up, you're not being very open to potential or to possibility. And I think that this has to do with something that would have to do with interactions with other people or with emotions, because you're coming off as being like cold and distant in this particular situation. And on Sunday, I don't actually see that changing. I see you continuing to be cold and distant on Sunday, or maybe it's even just starting on Sunday. The thing is, though, that with the way the card is in reverse here, this is my card that talks about deep changes, changes from a perspective level that impact the rest of our life. They kind of work their way out like a ripple effect. So this is telling me that this coldness that's coming in Sunday that you're operating in, it would be good if you could warm that up a little bit, bring some emotion into there, bring some maybe even some affection, but bring, warm up some of that energy on Sunday. That would actually be really good for you. I don't think you're gonna, and I think you're not gonna because you're afraid of how that's going to impact your life after Sunday. At least not the way the cards are right now. But you guys get free will, so if you see this ahead of time and you want to make some changes, you certainly can. Now, let's get back to Friday. I want to see what is this cycle that you're completing that allows you to move on to the next one. I want to break that down a little bit. What is that cycle? Some of y'all probably already know. I'm probably the only one being nosy here. I want to see it anyway. I'm the one making this video. I'm in charge. It's a terrible attitude. Okay. This definitely could be some kind of certificate with that coming up, that document coming up right in the middle. This is interesting. This has something to do with a friend of the family or a family member that you're completing some kind of cycle with. And it looks like whatever this cycle is, this is something that you guys have been talking about completing for a while. This could be that like you and your significant other are thinking about, maybe you've been talking a while about having a new baby or adopting a child or something like that. And now you're actually like making that decision. There's definitely something here about decisions and important decisions too that I think are being made pretty quickly about family and about friends. Yep. And I think there is definitely something going on in writing there. I would say there's some kind of contract or there's some type of certificate that's happening. And this has to do with some kind of decision that's impacting family or friends of the family where, yeah, some kind of contract is being created or upgraded. Well, I don't want to dig in any more specific than that because then it won't fit most people. But that should give you guys a general idea. And like I said, I think a lot of you already know what this is about anyway. All right. So anyway, that's what I have for this week, guys. Thank you very much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Everyone have a fantastic week. Peace.